This is the premium factory stereo in my 2024 Toyota Tacoma. It's a really nice stereo. I like how large, futuristic it looks. It's very easy to read. The colors are absolutely amazing. Reverse camera works really well. It's got wireless Apple CarPlay. Even the standard setting is really good. You're also able to run all your apps, including OnX here, and everything works very flawlessly. This is the stereo from my 2020 Tacoma. This is the premium JBL system, and it works really well. However, the colors aren't quite as vibrant as the 2024, and it just doesn't have quite the same functionality. It's only a plug-in, not wireless Apple CarPlay. Still get the same features. You can get OnX Maps, Gaia, all that good stuff on here. It still works great. I've had zero issues with it, and it's just kind of been that reliable system, but nothing to write home about. And this here is the stereo. Although it looks like it's directly from the future, this is in my 2013 second gen Toyota Tacoma. This thing is absolutely amazing. It has wireless Apple CarPlay. It actually controls the climate control down here at the bottom. You can see climate control function, and it's just a beautiful display screen. There's a functionality to run a front camera. Obviously it runs rear camera. Connecting into Apple CarPlay has worked every single time. All your functions, very easy to use. OnX comes right up, all the functionality you could need. And not only is this just a really premium stereo with all of the modern functionality you could ever expect out of a today era stereo, but it comes in at a really excellent price point, and it really fits the look of this truck. So typically you guys know that I will do the install first and then the review. However, this time I'm doing things differently. Because there's a lot of electronics involved in this system, I was a little nervous about just the more, not really longevity, but just the reliability of it, how well it works. Because again, these are aftermarket parts trying to incorporate into an older vehicle. And there's just a lot of question marks as to how well they really work for the price point. And I can honestly say that I've ran this for 2 weeks now, and I love this head unit. I've had zero issues with it, which is really good because typically when you get into something that is just more affordable, you have to kind of compromise on functionality and response times and video quality. And I can honestly say that there are zero compromises for this Cidava head unit specific to the second gen Toyota Tacoma. It's absolutely flawless. The video quality is absolutely excellent. There's no pixelation in the display. The colors are crisp. The functionality is great. There's no lag time when you hit buttons. Everything's touchscreen. The wireless CarPlay works every single time. The most I've had to do was make sure my phone is open. That way it can sync. Other than that, it works flawlessly. There's absolutely zero complaints I have with this unit. Now keep in mind, I've been running this for 2 weeks and it's been absolutely flawless. The real long-term longevity is still a question mark. However, I can really see this going the distance. And I gotta say, this really brings the look of this 2013 Tacoma to current days. This could easily be a 2024 Dash. It fits very nicely. And as far as functionality goes, it is 100% just as capable as the stereo in my 2024 Tacoma. It's got the same look, same functionality, same latency when you hit buttons. I really dig it. I'm also happy to report that all of the buttons on the steering wheel work with this stereo without any issues, which is really nice. I like when things integrate the way they should. Also along the exterior of the stereo itself are quick buttons. So you have fan up and down, heat controls, all of those very easily on the exterior, as well as your hazard button, which hopefully you don't have to use, but if you do, it is readily available on the side. You don't have to toggle through screens to do touchscreen. It's right on the side, easy to get to. And recently purchasing a 2024 Tacoma, I know exactly how much getting in the upgraded stereo cost, and it is probably triple what the Cidava cost. The Cidava is $700, and it replaces this and this, which is great because that's a good price point for this kind of upgrade for a really highly functional, more futuristic stereo. 100% worth it. Now let's get it installed. I got the old head unit and the climate control bezel all back reinstalled, and now we're gonna uninstall it and then put the new unit in. All we're gonna use is a trim tool and a 10 mil socket, and it comes right out. Use our trim tool here, and we're gonna sneak up under this bezel, and obviously mine is newly out, so it's gonna come out pretty easy. And then to start prying, it's 4 clips. 4 clips and it comes right out. Then it's 2 plugs, a large and a small, and pull that right out. Next, you remove these 4 10 mil bolts. There's 2 lower, 2 higher. Once those are out, You just pull the head unit up and just kind of gingerly pull it out. There's also 4 clips holding it in. Mine are obviously loose, so they just come right out. And then you have a slew of cables you have to unplug. And there's no need to really mark these cables. Just get them out as nicely as you can so you don't break anything. You know, as things get old, especially in the Arizona sun, things get a little bit more brittle. Just be very cautious. All right, now seriously, just looking at these two side by side, it's pretty obvious why you'd want to upgrade. Getting this guy in your vehicle is actually quite simple. The only thing you have to do as far as hardware goes is these little retainer clips on the stereo. You basically just have to kind of get these pulled off. They're tiny little guys, but for whatever reason, they don't give you these in the new stereo. So then you just come over to the new one and you just push them onto these knobs here. And it's just a really straightforward retention clip, and it's only 4 of them, actually I'm sorry, 6 of them that hold it on for the entire stereo. Okay, now wiring is where everything gets a little bit more vague, especially because there really aren't any instructions. You kind of have to just plug it in, see if it fits, see if it associates with what you're trying to do, and just work from there. And as you can see, you got a lot of options. This is all the stuff I didn't use, and what I didn't use is a USB extender, a GPS antenna, a Wi-Fi antenna, and it looks like some kind of more USB type stuff. Now this stereo is definitely a choose your own adventure type system. You can really go mild like I'm doing, or you can go really wild because there's auxiliary plugs for pretty much everything. You can do front camera, rear camera, Wi-Fi, GPS. There's a lot of stuff you can do with this. However, I'm trying to keep this as factory as possible. So I'm really just redoing what is already in the truck with the exception of the microphone. I can't quite figure out how to use the factory microphone that's built into the upper center console there. So I'm having to use this aftermarket one that came with the kit. It will make your life a little bit easier if you plug everything into the stereo that you can. So as you can see, this was the main power cable and it didn't want to come out easily, so I didn't force it. So it's still sitting in the stereo. However, I went through and I did mark everything. I kind of cheated because I already did this a couple weeks ago. The 25 to 2015 power cable is inserted into this black plug that is on the top right as you're looking at it. Next, we're going to do this radio antenna, which just plugs into this big long spot here. Next, we're doing the 6-pin USB, which is just hooking in the USB from the truck, the factory USB. This is the 2005 to 2011 Tacoma AC, and it goes in this white plug here, which on the diagram is number 2. By the way, there is a diagram that I was able to get after the fact. I'll put pictures up. You're going to have to just screen save it. It's not super helpful, but it is just minutely helpful, I would say, but not crazy helpful. Next, we're doing the RCA output, which is this top right plug. And all I'm using for this is the microphone input here. So I have a lot of extra cables that are probably just going to take up more room than I need, but I don't want to cut anything. So I'm just going to leave this all bundled up in the back. Okay, so this is all I can pre-assemble here. Everything else is going to be plugged in from the factory sockets into either a plug or into the back of the unit. I got the microphone hooked up in this corner here, and I ran the wire along the window trim down under the dash and then used a tool to basically pull it up through into the hole. And here it is waiting to get plugged in. Now this is basically going to be a game of see what fits and see what doesn't. I've obviously got mine all marked up, so I have a head start. But I'm basically going to go through and just kind of figure out exactly where everything goes. And nothing is really marked very well, and you have a lot to choose from. So every cable from the factory stereo and temperature control gets plugged into something. If you have something that is not plugged in, then you probably mess something up and need to go back and figure out exactly where it goes, because it goes in somewhere. And that's pretty much the best advice I can give you. So now I'm just going to go through and just kind of line up. And it's really easy just to kind of go through, look at where the pinholes are, look at what wires are actually being connected in. If the wires all match up, then it probably goes there. I went through and I plugged in everything back the way it belongs, and the only thing that I can't do yet is the temperature control plug, because it is just a really short plug. I'll have to plug that in right when I get it set into place. But I highly suggest after you get everything plugged in and you've gone through and you've double checked all your work, go through and triple check all your plugs. Just go through and push everything together because some of them might come loose while you're putting others in. So just go through and just triple, quadruple check everything before you put it back in. That way you don't have a failure when you go to turn it on. Speaking of which, be sure you turn the truck on before you insert it into the dash to make sure everything works. That way you know if something doesn't work, you know that you probably pinched a wire or you pull something out, inserting it into the dash. So let's get it in. Now inserting this back in place is going to be a real pain just because of all the extra wires that really are meant to be in here. So I'm just going to take this entire bundle here and very gently kind of just push it into place. You need more room on top than the bottom. You can see obviously with this big protrusion up here, that is going to insert here. So you want to make sure you kind of take these cables and then push them down behind. And then of course the last cable to go in is this one here. So I'm going to hang on to that while I push everything in. And now that thermostat cable's got to get pushed in. All right, got that in. Make sure no cables are hanging out the bottom. Line up the 6 clips. Outlet start at the top, and then just kind of push everything in. All right, it's in. Again, we're gonna turn it on, test everything. Comes on, everything looks good. Going over the functions of the head unit, you have, this is your home screen, then you have your music, you have your front camera, rear camera, your settings, your equalizer, all those good functions there. At the bottom here, you have all your temperature control, so you can go up, down with your temperature. This is your fan speed. You can do defrost, air conditioning, all that good stuff, very intuitive. Here you have your quick functions, you have your fan speed up, fan speed down, air conditioning, your hazards, which work great, temperature up and down, you have defrost, and then you have your vent control, foot, dash, and then defrost. Then you have, of course, your wireless Apple CarPlay, which hooks right in where you're going to get all of your Apple CarPlay features, and then, of course, your Apple CarPlay home screen here. Okay, honestly, for $700, this is a fantastic upgrade to the 2nd gen Tacoma. It really makes it competitive with the 4th gen as far as the infotainment center is concerned, especially when you get rid of this bottom panel here. Makes this screen huge, very usable. I want you guys to comment right now if you can think of a better interior upgrade for the 2nd gen Tacoma to really bring it to what you would expect from a vehicle off the showroom floor today. I think for $700, Cidava nailed this head unit. It is just fantastic. And honestly, my Garmin Fenix 7X was about that same price. So it's really not a bad buy at all. I mean, $700 doesn't get you real far in today's economy, unfortunately, and that's a great upgrade. Really makes a huge difference to the functionality of the 2nd gen Tacoma. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.